get a roll call, please?
Mr. Bowman.
Here.
Mr. Crowder's here. Mr. Dawson.
Present.
Mr. Dawson.
Present.
Ms. Downs. Not here. Mr. Kaderis.
Here.
Mr. Kurtz.
Here.
Mr. Natale.
Here.
Mr. Strollo. Mr. Selmont.
Here.
Mr. Affey.
Here.
Ms. Blake. Mr. Hilsinger.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Commissioner and public, please join me in the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, would you like to take the, before we get going on a regular meeting, take the mic and just explain tonight's events?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate it. Good evening, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, Andrea Gomes, Hinckley Allen, counsel for the applicant. I'll just take one moment to explain to the Commission and for the record, just the order of operations here. Last week, we had still not received all of the outstanding staff comments, and we did need some additional time to respond to the Commission and public comments from the May 29th meeting. So we submitted a request for continuance to Mr. Glidden to, I believe it was the June 24th, the Commission's next meeting. For the record, I did make an attempt, given the public interest here, to notify a couple of key members of the public of the continuation so as not to waste their time. I emailed Attorney Leff, who represents Quarry Village, and I did call Mr. Rochford, who is here, to let him know as well, in an attempt, again, to cooperate with the public and communicate the continuance. After that outreach, if you will, Mr. Glidden alerted me that the Commission would like to instead continue to the July 8th meeting. I've already consented to an extension of time and submitted an email and signed the appropriate form up to and through July 8th. So with that, we just request that the Commission continue, and we'll hope to have our supplemental materials and responses to staff comments by then.
Perfect, thank you. So for the public and anyone who might be watching, it'll be July 8th will be our meeting, public hearing, where comments will be taken for the West Main Street zone change. All right, moving on, I'd like to accept the minutes from the public hearing and regular meeting from May 29th, 2024.
Motion to accept the minutes.
Move Mr. Mercado, seconded by Mr. Selmont. Corrections, anything on the minutes that we had at those meetings? No? All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Anyone abstaining? Two guys voted, Hilsinger and Blake voted. Did you guys vote? Positive, yes, no? Abstaining? Just give me a vote. Okay, two positives. So, okay, motion carries unanimously. Communications, did everyone get the email? It was an email copy, right? The fiscal year 2024, 2025 capital budget. Everyone had a chance to go over it. Any discussion, or should we, anyone have a little discussion first, or we want to put a motion on the table before discussion?
I'll start a little discussion.
Okay.
Again, there's nothing in here for for doing traffic study, like Jeff said. There's stuff in here like repaving or paving parking lots. We know nothing about what parking lots, how big, what's that doing to water drainage. It just, I don't know, doesn't seem right. Doesn't fit PLCD.
If it was a paving job, obviously, if it had to come in front of us, they would have to come in front of us to take care of it.
Correct. And this is, these are activities that are going to be bonded. This is the capital improvement plan. It's obviously the 6-year plan where you have certain activities which will occur in year 1. And if it was a substantial change to a parking lot, let's say, like, for example, the library, when that reconfiguration and rework was done, a site plan was triggered, it came to this commission, all the appropriate reviews would occur. This really, the intent of this is the town council's legislative body, by law under Connecticut General Statutes 8-24, has to refer their capital improvement plan to the Planning and Zoning Commission for findings of consistency for bonding purposes of the Plan of Conservation and Development. It's really, unfortunately, it's not an ability to take the menu and say, I want this on, this off. it's just an advisory opinion for bonding purposes that doesn't meet the goals and objectives. And 9 out of 10 of these things are activities of which they're improving or maintaining existing infrastructure, which would be consistent with your plan of conservation and development.
So some of them are just a typo where it doesn't say repaving, it says paving. Because there are some that say repaving, there's other ones that just said paving, so I don't know if that's stone or what they're paving. I don't care if they're repaving, that makes sense. But when
Yeah.
you say paving, to me, that's fresh pavement.
But like I said, if it's an activity that's an expansion, which previously doesn't exist, then they're, as part of their bond money, will be developing plans which may be subject to an approval by this commission, especially if it's something that's expanding. If it's just a resurfacing project of existing, it's not substantially altering the existing meets and bounds of the facility, then it's a maintenance project. You'd never see those.
But if it's a stone parking lot that rainwater can leach through and drain out, as opposed to taking that and then paving it over, is it gonna behave different? And is there, ways to get the water to flow? Is that coming in? If it's stone or grass or other
My
kind of parking
opinion would be
spot?
that would be a substantial change which would trigger an authorization from this commission prior to the activity occurring, so. But this is really just funding. It's not saying that you've signed off on the project, because as Commissioner Mercado brought up, all the other aspects that go along with the site plan review, such as stormwater, lighting, traffic, et cetera, that would all be a reviewed application specific.
What about what Mr. Mercado said about the POCD and a traffic study? We've asked for the traffic study for years. The police department's asked for the traffic study for years, yet they won't go out for bonding. They won't fund a comprehensive traffic study of the town.
So what I would suggest, if the commission wants to remind the council that this is something that, just like the local traffic authority has asked for twice, that it's something in your priority list, we could authorize the chair, authorize staff to prepare a correspondence signed by the chair to the town council, kind of what we did for the POCD funding.
I remember doing this, I think, for the traffic study last year also.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
So I guess we'll just keep
We'll just do
keep
it again.
sending it until they,
Put it in our budget, increase our budget.
I mean, the
well, no,
problem-
it can't come out of our
The
budget.
problem I have with it is, it has been requested in the past. We have brought it to their attention in the past. The town needs it, and we're not getting it.
The paper doesn't cover it. The people are upset about traffic in this town, and look what the town council's doing. They just leave it out.
And it's
Like it's done on purpose.
And it's, the previous town council and the current town council. So,
Mr. Bowman has a question.
Yes, I would like to see on that list also the years, because it is a 5-year capital plan. So what are the years they're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? All they did was give us a list.
No, it was an emailed packet. We got the email. In the email, if you opened it up, it was,
I just got a hard copy. I didn't see the years on it, I'm sorry.
no, we got the 5-year, the whole plan. We used to get the whole book, like he has right in front of him. Now we're just getting it,
That's what we used to get.
but it's an email form
Do you-
that was given to us.
Matt, do you want moving forward? Okay, that's all.
I do.
Okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome. And I apologize for that, Matt. I'll take,
No.
we tried cutting back on paper on that.
Is there a time restraint for when this vote has to
Yeah,
happen?
we need to get this done for their public hearing. Now, the way the CGS 824 works, if the commission fails within 35 days of the receipt of the referral to act, under law, it's considered an automatic approval. But for bonding purposes, they really need the approval from the commission, or finding of consistency. It's not an approval. And there's a motion.
Are you, I mean,
Yeah, no, I'm.
you okay to vote on it and you can read it afterwards?
No,
It's-
absolutely.
I just want to go back to that, though, with the traffic study.
I mean,
So
we're-
we keep asking. We have applications coming before us with developments, and there's no comprehensive traffic study. So again, I just have a problem with that. So I mean, if we say, oh yeah, we're going to rubber stamp this, okay, no traffic study again. Right?
So, all I could say is ask. Ask.
But we have.
No.
So again,
And-
but,
and
I don't-
send them a message.
Rob, hold on.
That won't send a message regarding the traffic study, because like I said, it really is specific for bonding purposes. It's fine, it would trigger, basically, it wouldn't solve the problem that you're looking.
Okay. So I don't want to screw up the bonding, but I mean, so next year we'll get another one of these, correct?
Every year.
Every year you get that.
And tell me if I'm out of line. If I am, I'll retract what I say. If I say, fine, you know what, I'll give you this year, if that traffic study's not in there next year, I'm not voting for it. I'm not voting to endorse it.
I can't tell you how to vote, but what I can tell you is that you're doing an advisory, this is one of those advisory roles that when you're wearing your planning commission hat
Yep.
versus your zoning commission hat. So, it's unfortunately, it's a decision that the legislative body makes on what's funded and what's not, and what goes on their list for the 5-year plan, et cetera. Like I said earlier, I think that if I was in your seat, the option I would present to the commission would be sending another correspondence. At least then you can keep saying, we've asked twice now for.
So am I out of line saying that then, that I would vote for this, but if it's not included in the budget for next year, as we've asked for and public safety's asked for, I won't vote for it again until it is?
You can put that on the record. I mean, legally, like I said, it's an advisory opinion by the commission, the finding of consistency with the plan of conservation development. I mean, unfortunately, I would say that it's going a little out of bounds to vote, to go that extreme, but I'm not gonna tell you not to say what you like.
I mean, we're in the
I
process.
understand your frustration, Commissioner Natale, on that. And like I said, I think that personally would be, you separate the two issues, and one would be what do you have in front of you, and the other is sending another request to consider adding it to the list.
Gotcha, and as we're rewriting the POCD, you know, we're having a conversation about that, we have to include something about the traffic study
So-
solidly in there.
So that's something that it's very timely to bring that up. I was discussing this with the consultant. That's one of the issues that I think is gonna be a primary area of discussion in this POCD, is traffic in general. And she understands it, because when we went through your goals and looked at how everyone voted, and there's a few that popped up that were traffic-related, she's like, this is gonna be heavily traffic-oriented, correct? And like, yeah, and she goes, okay, that's good to know. We're gonna focus on those issues. So, yes, your POCD could easily say, do the following, which could help you in the next budget cycle. Should it's not on the list, you can point to the POCD and say, we said that we need to do this.
And you said it, I will go on the record. I will vote for this.
Well, let's hear the motion and then do discussion and then we can go on record.
So the motion to find fiscal year 2024, 2025 5-year capital expenditure plan and annual capital budget consistent with the 2016 Plan of Conservation and Development.
Move Mr. Vitale, second by Mr. Kaderis. Discussion on this motion.
So I would like to go on the record and say that if it's not included next year, I know it hurts the bonding, but it's something that's needed. I look at this and, look at the excavator. Would somebody rather have a traffic study done or a new excavator? I'd rather have the traffic study done. So that's my piece, and I want to be on the record saying that.
Any other discussion on the motion? Nope. Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Anyone abstaining? Motion carries unanimously. New business, John Torello was gonna be on June 24th,
Correct.
and
We have our infill text
Bill
amendment.
text amendment, June 24th.
And then for later in July, we've received an application for a text amendment from the gentleman on Deanna Court to add marijuana cultivators as a use in town. That won't be
He got a
until
hold of you?
July.
He called me and I said, listen, I can't talk to you, you gotta
So
call the
that's
planning department."
full-blown, not micro, because he's
Yeah,
micro now,
he's
right?
full-blown. Now he's full-blown because of the square footage. But he's not, he wants to be. He does not have a license, nor is he doing the activity currently.
And he needs a license to do that?
Correct. So, that's it.
Anything else to come before the commission tonight?
One thing,
Sure.
when are we going to get the update from zoning enforcement?
So,
I'm laughing, I shouldn't, but just,
So-
yeah, you might
When
wanna,
are we going to get the
so
update
here's.
from zoning enforcement?
I'll have something for the next meeting, but Mike
it's a little slim in the.
Strollo will be leaving us at the end of the month. He has put his resignation letter in. He's leaving for personal reasons. So for the month of August, you're looking at your zoning officer and your planner. So you'll get regular updates in August. But we're gonna get a
That's where
list.
we're getting them.
I've discussed with Mike, I wanted an update on all of the enforcement cases, both zoning, blight, and wetlands to see where they are. So I'll have a very comprehensive list before he leaves. And then I will share it with the commission at the next meeting. I've asked for it by the 24th. So you'll have that for you. But
Quick question, can we get clarification on the next POCD meeting? Is that Wednesday?
it's supposed to be Wednesday.
So it's nothing set in stone
There's
yet?
nothing set in stone.
Okay.
Do you
This
want to meet
Wednesday?
Wednesday? Yes.
I won't be able to make it if that's the case, but that's me.
Okay. Then we won't, but I'll be honest with you. So you have the responses from the survey in front of you, from the consultant. The ones that are highlighted in yellow were areas that we want to carry over. The ones in red were based on the response and/or activities that we feel it may not be appropriate to continue. And the ones in blue are ones that we want to talk to the commission about. There's probably 3 or 4 areas that we want to talk to the commission about.
I want to talk to them about it, because like I said, I think we said at the last one, these answers, a lot of them didn't make any sense to the question to me. And I
So-
think everybody felt the same way, that
If you can't meet this Wednesday, we want to maybe look at what's everyone's availability next week, even if it's a Zoom call. Would you be okay with that?
yeah.
What day next
I mean-
week would work the day of the week for everyone?
Don't do that.
Yeah,
You've got 12 people here with all different.
Why don't we do that with email so everyone can check their calendars and
Okay.
schedules?
I'll send over 2 dates for next week, and we'll pick based on what the majority is available.
Okay,
All right?
perfect. Anything else to come before the commission?
Nothing else?
Okay, all those in favor, can I entertain a motion to adjourn? Motion second, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.